The first time I screamed at my father, the earth did not split open. I had expected the ancestors to strike me down for daring to raise my voice at the man who had sacrificed everything for me, the man who refused to remarry because, as he always said, no woman will ever love you like I do, Adanna. But the skies did not fall. Instead, my father, Matsio Bino Keke, stood frozen in our dimly lit parlor in Enugu, his strong frame trembling like an old man's. His eyes, the same ones that used to sparkle with pride whenever I came home with top grades, were now wide with something I had never seen before: fear. And in that moment, I realized I was no longer his perfect daughter. My father had loved me too much. After Mama died in a car accident when I was 7, Papa wrapped me in a love so thick it became my prison. He refused every woman who came with intentions of marriage. "I will not let another woman mistreat my Adanna," he would say, his voice firm, as if he was protecting me from an unseen enemy. At first, it was sweet. He would wake up at dawn to make my breakfast before school, humming old Igbo songs Mama used to sing. He sewed my uniforms himself when money was tight, his rough hands carefully stitching each thread. But as I grew older, his love became a chain. I wasn't allowed to visit friends. What if their mothers poison your mind against me? He picked my clothes. A good Igbo daughter dresses modestly. He read my diaries. A father must know his child's heart. I was suffocating. At 17, I met Chaik, a boy from the next compound who played football and wrote poetry. He called me Neoma, beautiful mother, and for the first time I felt seen. We met in secret, whispering under the mango tree near our compound at night. But Papa found out. One evening, he dragged me home by my wrist, his voice shaking with rage. "Do you want to end up like your mother? Running after men who will destroy you?" That night, I cried myself to sleep, wondering, what did he mean by like your mother? The breaking point came on my 18th birthday. Papa had organized a small celebration, just the two of us. But as I cleaned his room, I found a locked wooden box under his bed. My hands trembled as I pried it open. Inside was a faded photograph. Mama, smiling in the arms of another man. And beneath it, a letter. "Oh, Binna, I can't live this lie anymore. I'm leaving with Emeka. Forgive me." My blood turned to ice. Mama didn't die in an accident. She left us. The night I found the letter, my hands shook so much I almost tore the paper. "Oh, Binna, I can't live this lie anymore. I'm leaving with Emeka. Forgive me." My mother's handwriting. My mother's words. But Papa had told me she died in a car accident when I was 7. I sat on the floor, my heart pounding. The truth was worse than death. Mama chose to leave us. The photo in the box showed Mama smiling, her arm around a man I didn't know. He was tall, dressed in a sharp suit, not like the farmers in our village. On the back, scribbled in pencil, Lagos 2005. That was the year she died. I felt sick. All my life, Papa had warned me about evil people who would trick me. Now I understood he was the liar. "You lied to me." I screamed, tears burning my face. "Mama didn't die. You made me believe she was gone so I would never question your control." When I confronted him, his face changed. "You went through my things?" His voice was low, dangerous. "You lied to me." I shouted, "Mama didn't die. She left because of you." Papa's hand flew up like he wanted to hit me, then stopped. His eyes were wet. "She was gonna take you away," he whispered. "That man, he was rich. He would have stolen you from me." Papa's face crumpled. "Adanna, you made me afraid of the world, so I would never leave you." For the first time in my life, I saw my father cry. "I lost her. I couldn't lose you too," he whispered. But it was too late. That night, I packed my bag and left, ignoring his broken pleas. Papa stood in the doorway, blocking me. "If you leave, you're dead to me," he said. I pushed past him. As I walked into the dark, I heard him sob, a sound so ugly it made my stomach hurt. But I didn't turn back. For years, Adanna carried a faded photograph of Mama and the strange man in her purse. She had left Enugu at 18 with nothing but her anger and that single clue. Lagos, 2005. At 25, now a nurse in Abuja, she hired a private investigator. "Find this woman," she said, sliding the photo across the table. "Her name is Neoma Okeke." Or it was... The investigator, an old man with sharp eyes, studied the picture. No guarantee she's alive. Oh, or that she'll want to be found. Adanna's hands clenched. Just try. 3 months later, a call came. We found a Neoma Ease in Surulere. Maiden name Okeke. Works at a clinic near Abilene. Adanna's heart raced. She took the next bus to Lagos. The clinic was small, walls painted peeling yellow. Adanna stood outside for an hour, sweating in the Lagos heat. Then, she saw her. A woman in a white uniform, her hair threaded with gray, laughing with a patient. Adanna's breath caught. She had Mama's nose. Her own nose. "Mama?" The word slipped out before Adanna could stop it. The woman turned. For a long moment, they just stared. Then Mama's hands flew to her mouth. "Adanna?" Her voice was a whisper, like she was afraid speaking too loud would make her disappear. How did you know it was me?" Adanna asked, trembling. Mama's eyes filled with tears. She reached into her uniform pocket and pulled out a worn photograph. A chubby baby in a yellow christening gown. "I look at this every day," she said. "I would know you anywhere." Inside Mama's tiny flat, over cups of bitter tea, the story spilled out. "I only left to clear my head," Mama said, clutching Adanna's hands like she might vanish. "Your father, his love was like fire. Beautiful, but it burned. When I came back after 2 weeks, the house was empty. Neighbors said he'd taken you to his village. By the time I tracked him there, you were gone again." Adanna's throat tightened. "He told me you were dead." Mama let out a sound like a wounded animal. "I prayed you'd look for me one day." Outside, Lagos buzzed with life. Honking cars, hawkers' cries. But in that small room, time stood still. Mama held my face in her hands, tears streaming. "Adanna, your father loved me too much, just like he loved you." I frowned. "What do you mean?" She took a shaky breath. "After you were born, he wouldn't let me go anywhere. No market, no church, not even to visit my own mother. He said the world was dangerous, that he couldn't risk losing me. I felt trapped. One day, I met an old school friend, Emeka. He offered me a ride to my mother's village. I just wanted to breathe for 1 week. But when I came back, you were both gone." My chest tightened. "Papa told me you died." Mama sobbed. "I searched for years. Then I heard rumors that he moved to Enugu, changed his name. I thought maybe he did it to protect you from me." I returned to the house with a heart full of regrets. The air smelled of rain and wet earth as I climbed the steps to the veranda, with small travel bag in my hand. I had only meant to be gone for a week, just enough time to breathe, to think away from Obinna's smothering love. But the front door was locked. Not just locked, barred from the inside, like the house had been abandoned. My hands shook as I banged on the wood. "Obinna, Adanna." No answer. Auntie Ngozi from 3 compounds overfound me sobbing on the steps. "Ah, Neoma, you're back." The old woman's eyes were pitying. "Your husband left 2 days ago. Packed everything, even the child's school uniform." My blood turned to ice. "Where did he go?" "His hometown in Nimo, I think. He said you were dead." I took the next bus to Anambra, my blouse sticking to my back with sweat. At Nimo, Obinna's family compound stood empty except for his elderly uncle, who spat at my feet. "You wicked woman. After all Obinna did for you, you abandoned him? Now you come to take the child." "I just want to see my daughter." I begged. The old man laughed. "Obinna is gone. Only God knows where." I sold my gold jewelry to pay taxi drivers, bribed school officials, even visited 3 different Adanna Okekes in faraway states. All wrong children. One night, drunk on cheap palm wine in a dingy Owerri bar, a bus conductor slurred. "I know that man you described. Strict fellow. Moved to Enugu last year with a small girl, calls her his little angel. My hope flared. I spent my last naira on a ticket to Enugu, but when I got there, nothing. On Adanna's 10th birthday, I stood outside a primary school in Enugu, watching girls in green pinafores run to their mothers. One child, tall for her age, with a stubborn chin, tripped and skinned her knee. My body moved before my mind could think. I rushed forward, reaching out, then froze. What if Adanna doesn't know me? What if she screams? As I hesitated, a teacher swooped in, comforting the girl. I turned and walked away, tears blinding her. The day I left Enugu for good, I stood at the motor park with 3,500 naira crumpled in my palm, all I had left after 2 years of searching. Lagos or nothing, the bus conductor yelled. I boarded without looking back. Lagos did not welcome me. For months, I slept in a face me I face you, housed with 6 other women, their bodies pressed like plantains in a frying pan. I sold pure water under the Cater Bridge, my skin burning under the sun. One afternoon, a drunk man grabbed my wrist. You're too fine to suffer, he sneered, shoving 500 naira down my blouse. That night, I cried so hard my ribs ached. Adanna will be 11 now, she whispered to the cockroach scuttling walls. The free clinic changed everything. A kind doctor noticed her helping a fainting market woman. You have healer's hands, he said. For the first time in years, someone saw me, not just a broken woman. I became a cleaner there, mopping floors stained with blood and hope. At night, I studied borrowed nursing books by candlelight. The day I got my nursing certificate, I bought a small cake and ate it alone in my room. Look at me now, Adanna, she said to the peeling ceiling, imagining her daughter's face at 15. She pinned the name tag to her uniform. Neoma EZ, staff nurse. I stopped using Obina's name the day I realized he'd erased mine not just from Adanna's life, but from her own story. In my locker at work, between aspirin and gloves, I kept 3 things. A faded photo of baby Adanna, a bus ticket stub from Enugu to Lagos, a crumpled note in her own handwriting. Someday she'll find you. Every morning before my shift, I touched them like sacraments. I went back to Enugu, my hand shaking. Papa was now an old man, his hair white. When he saw me, he fell to his knees and cried. I'm sorry, I just loved you too much. I wanted to hate him, but all I felt was tired. Love shouldn't feel like prison, Papa, I said softly. He looked up, his eyes begging. Can you ever forgive me? I didn't answer. Adanna stood in the dim parlor where Papa still kept Mama's framed photo. Dusty now. The glass cracked. I found her, she said. Papa's spoon clattered into his pepper soup bowl. The room smelled of Uziza and silence. Who? His voice was too calm, the way it got before storm. Mama, in Lagos. She's a nurse at... Lies. He stood so fast his chair fell. That woman is dead. Are you calling me a liar? Spittle flew from his lips, the same way it did when she was 12 and came home late from school. He grabbed Mama's photo from the shelf. You want to dig up ghosts? See your mother. The frame shattered against the wall, glass skittering across the cement floor like the day he broke her phone for texting Chike. There. Now you've seen her. Adanna didn't flinch. She'd stopped fearing his anger at 16. Papa's knees hit the ground first, then his palms. His shoulders shook, not crying, but like a man vomiting up poison. She left you, he choked. I came home, and your nappies were still on the line. But she was gone. What kind of mother? Adanna crouched beside him. She came back after 2 weeks. You were already gone. A wet, animal sound escaped his throat. I saved you, he whispered. That man she ran to, he would have taken you abroad, made you call him father. His fingers clawed at the broken glass, drawing blood. I protected you. Adanna finally understood. This wasn't just love. It was war. Papa had fought an enemy only he could see, and burned their family to ashes to win. Outside, the rain slowed to a drizzle. Papa sat slumped against the wall, staring at the glass-embedded palm of his hand. You'll go to her now. Not a question. Adanna picked up her car keys. I'll be back tomorrow. His laugh was bitter. Why? Because unlike you, she said at the door, I know how to love without destroying. The silence after she left lasted longer than the years of shouting. Papa meets Mama after 20 years. 3 months later, a rainy Thursday afternoon, Papa stood outside the Surreal Clinic for 2 hours. His good body soaked through. He'd taken 3 baths that morning, scrubbing his skin raw with Dettol, as if cleanliness could wash away years of lies. Mama was counting malaria pills when a shadow filled the doorway. Her hands stilled. Even after 20 years, she knew the shape of his shoulders, the way he breathed through his nose when nervous. Adanna. His name tasted strange on her tongue, like a language she'd forgotten. Papa's lips moved soundlessly before he managed, Neoma, you look, well. He'd rehearsed this speech in the mirror. None of the words came. The small staff room smelled of antiseptic and boiled eggs. Mama poured him water in a chipped cup, the same way she used to serve his evening tea. Adanna told me what you did, she said finally, making her think I was dead. Papa's fingers tightened around the cup. You left. For 2 weeks. Her voice cracked like the photo frame he'd smashed. I just needed air. But you stole my child and buried me alive. A nurse peeked in. Mama waved her away with trembling hand. Papa's voice dropped to a whisper. That man you were with, Emeka, he bought plane tickets to America. Mama's eyes widened. What? I found the receipts in your drawer. You were taking Adanna away forever. No. She slammed the table. Those were for my cousin's wedding. I never even used them. The realization hit them both like a punch. 20 years of pain, built on a misunderstanding. When Papa began to cry, ugly, heaving sobs that shook his entire body, Mama did something extraordinary. She reached across the table and covered his hand with hers. We were both fools, she murmured. His callous fingers turned, gripping hers like a drowning man. The same hands that had once built a nursery for Adanna, that had clutched a fake death certificate, that now held the woman he'd loved enough to ruin. Do you think? Papa hesitated. Could Adanna ever? Mama understood. She squeezed his hand once before letting go. Not yet, but maybe someday. Outside, the rain stopped. Somewhere in Lagos, Adanna was buying plantains from a roadside hawker, unaware that her parents had just begun stitching their broken history back together, one fragile thread at a time. Adanna standing between her parents' homes in Lagos and Enugu, the setting sun painting the sky gold and purple. Love should be a shelter, not a prison. Dove, sometimes the people who hurt us the most are the ones who loved us the hardest, but wrongly. Raised fist, breaking free doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to heal. But this wasn't the only family hiding painful secrets. Coming next, the day my twin sister stole my life. Right Arrow, a girl discovers her identical twin has been impersonating her for 3 years, until a shocking accident reveals the truth. Did this story make you cry? Angry? Relate? Click like if you felt every word. Bell, turn on notifications so you never miss our emotional stories. Speech balloon comment below. Should Adanna forgive Papa? We read every reply. Mobile phone with arrow share with someone who's ever felt trapped by love. Asterisk. Subscribe for more heart-wrenching stories.